Hello, I'm Nung Bedell, and I am a customer reliability engineer at Fairwinds. In this video, I'm going to take you through the file system should be read-only insights action item. By disabling access to the root file system, you're preventing an attacker from altering the configuration, installing software, or injecting malicious code. By default, Kubernetes runs containers with a writable file system. However, Kubernetes workloads should generally be stateless and should not need write access to the root file system. If your workload needs to write files to disk, there are safer methods of doing so, and I will take you through one example. In my terminal window, I am connected to a Kubernetes cluster. And here we have a simple manifest that deploys a pod that echoes hello world to a file in/user named hello.txt. I've added some wait time so that we can log in and verify that the file is written before the pod completes. Now let's deploy. Let's check on our deployment. The pod is running. And let's shell into it. Let's list the user file system, and our file was written. Now, here we have similar manifests, but this time in lines 10 and 11, we've set a security context. We've made the root file system read-only. Now let's deploy that. Get status. And the pod errors out because it cannot write hello.txt to /usr. Let's fix that. In lines 6 through 8, we're adding a volume, calling it data. We're now going to change in line 12 where we're writing that hello.txt, and we're going to write it to that new volume /data and leave the root file system access free. We're going to mount that data volume, and we're going to keep the security context of the root file system to be read only. And let's deploy that. A status shows that it's running. And if we shell into the pod and list the root file system, we can see now that we have a directory called data. And if we list it out, we see that our file is written there. Now, let's go into USR. And let's try to create a file. And we cannot because the root file system is now read-only. So there you have it. We've just taken a pod that writes to the root file system and it made it more secure. We've configured the pod to have a read-only file system, added a writable volume, and redirected the container to write to that safer location. Thanks for watching.